What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Dr. Funk live show. Thank you guys so much for subscribing on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Podbay FM, checking us out live on Twitch, on YouTube, Facebook Live. Make sure to share the link with your groups. Appreciate you guys being here with us. Today, we're going to be talking about the Sign of the Times Deluxe release and the parties that went on yesterday through it, from the pre-show with Maya Rudolph to the events with DJ Rashida, D Nice, Moody Man, all of them. We're going to get into it, and some dancers. But I'm hoping you guys are doing well. I hope a majority of you have received your box sets, or at least are able to stream the music for the time being. Although streaming doesn't exactly pay, but for the time being, till you get your sets, we all understand it. But it's good to see you guys. I'm doing well. Thank you. DC in the house, Brazil in the house, Australia in the house. Loving you guys tuning in live. Loving you guys as well who check it out, not live. But yeah, we're coming. Just had to do some testing. But what'd you guys think of the YouTube pre-show yesterday, and the live DVD, and the DJs that were in the mix, and some special guests that were with the DJs as well? We're gonna start getting to some comments here, put them on the screen. Really enjoying all the princesses, and of course the people I'm gonna have on the show. There should be a link to your guys' left or right, depending on which format you're using, where you can see the comments that I'm seeing and not just the ones I'm putting on the screen. So you guys can interact with them as well. Not yet. Set was shipped today. Australia got it. Amazon gave you a delivery date update of November. What? Yep, you were up late with me with D Nice. Hey, I try to be on all different platforms. It just all depends. So you were in purple heaven up on YouTube, huh? All right. Let's see. Was awesome, and DJ Rashida in the mix. At least they took care of stuff quickly. What up, Denver? Waiting on yours from Electric Fetus. You ordered that from Denver, huh? You canceled. Uh-oh. What happened there? Largo, hopefully sooner than we think. What's going on, Grace? All right. So as you saw, and we're going to be discussing this over the time being, but I want to keep people waiting. As you saw, when the DJs were DJing the Prince music, the Purple Party music all night, you had some purple lovelies up in there. You had some sexy dancers, if we can use that. And we're going to go on through that. And I'm sure you guys noticed some of them. And we will go with that from you guys are saying about ordering on Barnes & Noble, Prince.com, CD imports. We're going to get on that in the pre-show. Love Susanna, the concert. But let's bring on some special guests right now that you guys, if you were watching it, you saw these people. So, well, Miko's not here at the moment, but we'll bring her in and add her on. For the time being, let's bring on Samir and LB.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Exhausted.
Tired.
Exhausted from dancing all night? Was that it?
Yes.
And watching it from start to finish to the last song, I'm beat.
That's definitely the most I've moved all of quarantine.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
I guess you guys don't go to club quarantine a lot, although I know some of you are up pretty late all the time. But as long as you're dancing now, right? Or dancing for the event.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Now, how did this come to be where you guys were shot on camera? If you can explain. If you can't, we'll just go into everything that happened. But I'll leave the floor up to you guys.
So neither one of us knew that the other was going to be on until we saw each other on Zoom. And then we ran to text, hey girl, I see you. But it was an email out of the blue the night before saying, hey, if you want to dance in this party, this Zoom party tomorrow, here's the link and here's the password. And I didn't even know what I was getting into until we were into it. And I wasn't going to do it. I was just like, I want to sit on the couch in my pajamas. But then I said, get yourself together, girl. It's Prince. And if you get into it and you don't like it, you can just log off. But obviously I liked it because I didn't log off.
Dancing for a while and hurting your hand and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for real, none of you guys knew the other were going to be on at all?
No.
I had no idea. I kind of assumed I would see her, but I didn't know until she popped up on screen.
Right. Now let me bring on a third Lovely that's back. Here is Tomiko as well.
Hello.
Making me look good.
You know, I had to do a change. You know how Prince changed like 5 times yesterday on the DVD, so I had to do a change.
I've had a few outfit changes today as well, but we're keeping it on. No one wants to see my skin. But Tomiko, so your experience with how did you think everything went yesterday? And you guys being involved with the live feed, and you know there was a few technical issues, but they worked it out quite quickly. How was the experience for you guys?
Does Miko want to go?
I mean,
Yeah, Miko.
Yeah, besides the difficulties, it was actually really cool. I'm concerned there was a COVID problem going on. There was like a bunch of look like younger kids. They were dancing without masks. But other than that, it was a really cool concept. It was good to see Rashida, and just I have to say, like yesterday was kind of a roller coaster of emotions for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was like,
and why is that?
It's a new album, and I know how I have a routine whenever the new Prince album comes out, but then it's like it's a big missing part to that. So, but overall, it's good. I don't want to be Debbie Downer.
Oh, it's a plethora of emotions. I know that we talked privately about the different lyrics to Crucial and some other stuff with Power Fantastic.
Oh my God.
You know, in a large room with no light, actually, being confirmed that it is Sheila on drums, but a majority of it was Prince on drums on the outtakes.
Oh, so it was Sheila on drums okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't had mine yet. Actually, mine is being shipped to Cali I have.
Good luck on that.
Booklet. It'll be there when I get there. It better be.
And now,
dance.
Yes, and we're going on now. Tamir and LB, have you guys had a chance to listen to the set at all?
I have listened to. I've kind of picked through it because I don't have my physical copy yet. I'm very particular about having my physical copy, so I've kind of picked through it and listened to the songs that I have been waiting for the most. But I haven't listened to it in its entirety yet. I'm trying to hold out, but it's proving to be a little difficult.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Tamir.
Oh, I haven't listened to it in its entirety either. I some today on Tidal because I've had Tidal since when Prince was first on there, and I can't bring myself to cancel it. So I'm waiting until I know that I can have complete uninterrupted time to listen to the rest of it. I was trying to wait until I got off work to listen to all of it, but I couldn't. So I listened to, I think maybe 2 full CDs, and then I'll listen to the rest later tonight.
Right. Now, what did you guys think of seeing the DVD? Now, I know the first hour was never circulating before, so by all means, Prince in those outfits and not wearing underwear like he always didn't.
Always didn't do.
We had a great chat, okay, watching this concert. We were all in our ladies group chat, Just
letting it hang.
I enjoyed it. Oh,
Loved it.
But the outfits.
Loved it so much.
Yeah, the outfits were fly.
Yeah.
Plus, you were getting a sign of time show with a little inkling of what was going to happen with Love Sexy. They were adding some stuff in on there.
Yeah.
Especially with cats dancing and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
right.
You know. So I take it you guys are loving the DVD, loving the outfits, loving the DJs. Haven't gotten to all the music yet just because it's a lot to absorb, but you're loving everything that they did for promotion of it so far, at least through YouTube.
Yeah, yesterday was so beautiful and emotional. That album and him deserve all that and more. So promotion wise, I'm loving it. Who would have thought we'd have a viewing of a concert and then a party that went until 5 a.m. That's amazing to me, and my heart is so full today.
Absolutely. And of course, now they get it at Paisley tonight. Not as long, but at least it'll be till 1 a.m. instead of 11 p.m. So, but they're trying to do them right. I think slowly but surely they're getting it. But I think what you guys said is it was really good to see all that stuff and have the music. And of course, all right, who's envious of DJ Moody Man's collection?
I wasn't.
Epic.
Scared. Wait till you see mine. That's okay. I'm not scared.
All right.
I appreciate it.
I got some stuff too. But
Probably all of us, yeah, we could shut it down.
That the room that he had, and it just being a display room, basically. Like,
yeah, that was
Rashida with her photo room.
Uh-huh.
The skating was pretty good. I can't do that.
Dr. Funkenberry, what's the backstory on him? I'm totally clueless. Apparently, he's supposed to be someone you know.
Yeah, I had actually never heard of him until last night. Sorry.
Well, now we've all heard of him, and that's what matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but he played some good stuff.
Busy.
I got some good.
Yeah, I liked everyone's set. What's up, Tamir?
I said I loved his set, even though I wasn't just up dancing and sweating. I loved that he played so many deep cuts.
He definitely brought it for sure on that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see. Now apparently these are some chart positions. The album has hit number 3 in the Netherlands, top 20 in the US, number 29 in Australia, number 15 in the UK, charting about over 30 countries already. We're just talking about the regular Sign of the Times 2 disc and the triple disc, not that super deluxe set, unless that counts 13 times in sales, which it might.
Wow.
That's crazy. But back to everything, and Rashida's set, from Dean Ice's set to Moody Man to Spinna, when we can hear them. Now, how did you guys know that you were going to be on camera? Was there a light that was going on, or are you just like dancing and screw it, like we'll be on if we're on?
You'll be on. So I don't think I ever made it. Maybe it was a quick shot, but hail to both Tamir and Leslie. They killed it. The cameras kept going on, kept panning to them. So yeah, it was just random.
Yeah, the Zoom meeting can either manually make the spotlight go on whomever, or they can set it to go on whomever. So you would get a note on your screen saying the host has chosen you to be in the spotlight, and then you would be the only one on the screen. So you would know that you were on and you needed to bring it.
Yeah.
Right. Now, with that, because Nez was also a dancer, she also does stuff for Dean Ice. That was the one wearing some of the Sheila E. outfits. Unfortunately, she's working tonight, or else she would be here. But Nez is from LA. Tamiko is going to be back in LA. You guys are from the Bay.
By the way, I was I got pretty tired. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I fell asleep, and then I woke back up.
Well, we were talking pretty late you know, so I didn't know that you fell asleep.
I think I woke up and then it was like 4 a.m. here, and we were chatting.
Okay. All right, cool. So any last words? I really appreciate you guys being on, but I know since you're tired and whatnot, but you know, I'm sure you guys would all sign up again if they do something like that. So here's hoping. But you know, with quarantine going on, you guys in the Bay haven't been able to do the parties. And of course, Miko, 2021 will be our year. So I know it's been tough for you guys in the Bay Area because you guys have been bringing it. I think you guys are doing something for Sign of the Times this weekend, though, right? Am I mistaken?
There is a virtual dance party happening.
Okay. We're making sure of it. But I really appreciate you guys being on and thanking you for it to join. I don't want to guys keep you waiting here. But it's always nice to see you guys. I don't think I've seen you guys since the Grammy tribute.
Nope.
So
no.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tamiko, I'll be seeing you in the future. I just don't know when. Same Tamir, same with you, LB. But thank you guys so much for being on today.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you. All right. Bye. See you guys. Much better to look at than me, and you know it's true. All right. Good seeing you guys. Now they can hang and watch the show, or they can participate on Facebook Live or YouTube. Nez is actually from New York, right? I think you're going to say that, but she's in LA now. That's all, because Tamiko is originally from Chicago. So, you know, like take you guys off. But yeah, I'm going to eliminate the link. Just join us on Facebook Live, and we'll see you soon. Thank you guys. So there we go. And sorry, just so I don't see the things at the bottom. Guys are on Prince time. Yeah. We always got to bring it because this is the fans show. You know, I always say that. You know, we just have to keep things running. Yeah. Yep. Lives in LA now from NYC, 100%. I'm still awake. Hey, I'm with you on that, but we don't want to bore them, you know. But yes. So what are you guys thinking of the music? You know, that's what's about for Sign of the Times. And of course, your actions and reactions to the YouTube special. I took a nap, so I'm fine. You know, hopefully you guys are too. But yeah. There's Tamir. Appreciate you guys hanging in the room. Hopefully everyone's watching. So there we go. And on Twitch. You're loving it. Blanche is your jam. I heard that from Ken as well, from the 818 about that. Doing good, Veronica. Thank you. Been trying to take it all in. Even with an extra week or whatnot, it's been a little bit much just because over the past like 48 hours, just a lot of people contacting. But, you know, here's this one. Loving the set. Dorothy Parker with horns didn't work. They should put the 12-inch version instead. Apparently, according to Michael Howe, there isn't a 12-inch version of it. So, still, I think Prince, you know, it was still amazing compared to other performers, 100%. That's a really great friend, I must say, with that one. Jamie, that's a tough call. I'm not involved right now to help out with that, but I think everyone's trying to do the best that they can. So, not would. Brooke and John Bream and all that. You know, 2 hours of sleep that had to do some adulting. Don't you hate adulting? We were in a thing of, we were in a rush to grow up and adulting on the way. Yeah, it is pretty crisp and clean. So, Yep, Matthew, get your own. Make sure not to say Matt or Matt Fink or any of that on the show. I mean, I think the bonus tracks are awesome, but it's pretty clear that the Sign Time set as a whole is pretty amazing. You know, albeit there was no Crystal Ball, there was no Dream Factory. But it's like, you know, the push on the label, like, hey, 3 record sets a little too much, and then Prince taking off tracks. How everything was going, I don't think there's anything that we would go, oh, Crucial needs to replace Slow Love, or Crucial needs to replace Adore. You know, everything that was on there of how it happened was pretty amazing. Yeah, Carol, I think that's probably why only what was circulating before was the last, not the first hour. And it's always nice to do it. So yeah. Everyone thought we had the full show, and we sure didn't. So yes, absolutely. And you know, because a lot of stuff was circulating, not in the best quality, and everyone's loving it. But who's going to be spending, aside from the hardcore, who's going to be spending the good money? So Cocoa Boys version, not the best. Yeah. There's just so much to absorb right now. And then you had those events last night and some of the mixes that Rashida was playing later for a person named David. Can't remember what the name she was saying. Yeah. And then you get the soundboard show as well. So not only do you get the DVD of it, you get the soundboard, then of course in All My Dreams, then a longer slowed spoken intro. And 100%, if you don't celebrate it, just a 2021 gift, we'll say, right? Not at the moment, excuse me, but there is someone that we're going to have on one of the shows next week that did do tours of Paisley Park and is there tonight. So, geez, Leanne, I wonder why you like the New York Times review. I'm playing. Last night wore you out. And apparently with the ladies that we had on as well. That's a good thing. Yeah, they did a stereo mix of it. So they did a really good job with that, in my opinion. So now that I don't have any guests on, I can kind of take off my headsets. Unless we get a surprise later on, which is always possible. But I came about the DVD, the CD, that price. That's the one that we're talking about, DJ Moody Man. $100, right? Right? We needed that in 2020, didn't we? Is it hard to hear me now? Okay. Well, now we know can't do that, but you guys can hear me now. Sorry about that dead audio for a bit. Can you guys hear me now? All right, hopefully the sound is better. All right, good. Sorry about that. So yes, DJ Moody Man was the person that had all the stuff. And this is what sometimes happens when you have a live show. But you know, you had the DVD, the other stuff, other things to go on. So now I know when doing the show, when you're starting with the headphones, don't take the headphones off. So sorry about that. Thank you guys. Liv Warfield is saying hi, and that she wants to let everyone know MPG Horns, our boy Sly Fifth Ave, just released a project. So can't put the image on the screen. Maybe someone can find it, or if Liv wants to tweet it, and we can put the link up in here. But Sly Fifth Avenue, what it is, Sly Fifth Avenue. And she's sending another image that's taking time to go through. Yeah, Moody Man's collection was pretty awesome, so we may deserve a spin at checking out his other stuff. Can someone give Captain the captain signal? With him being in Australia, so Germany in the house. And the image, the other image from Liv isn't going through at the moment, but you never know who's in the room. That's all I can say about that. But Liv was killing it last night. I enjoyed her performance, even though we may have gotten a little bit early for a minute, but she was a saving grace for sure. Then Liv will be on the show again. It's been a few years since we've had her be on the live show like this. We have had her on the regular podcast. So I don't think it was that, Donovan, about Miles Davis. It had to be like he was asked to jam with them and he didn't know the song. You know, it's just him playing and that's it. It's just you have to find the groove. I don't even think they did a rehearsal. It's just like, hey, you know, during this song, we would love to have you on. That's why we need to get Eric on and Levi on so they can describe it more. So I try, just like I was trying today, to have the freaking images set up behind me so the DVD could be playing or some other stuff. But yeah. We all adore Liv and live for love. 100%. Yeah. And at least he was feeling it because we have that history on DVD. Well, even Michael Howe said that only 2/3 of what they found for Sign of the Times was put out. So thank you. If you can just, if she tweets it out or whatnot, put the link in here so we'll have it. And in the future, I will have something behind me, and hopefully this program that I use will allow me to put images on the screen so we don't have it. And trying to download the image again. Let's see here. All right. Oh, that's a, I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's part of Slide's Italian's performance. He used to do that with Larry Graham too, though, about being past the time. So more people than I thought. And I would try to post about Britney Spears and other things to let you know it wasn't Prince. But there was one female that thought I was him. And then when he was seen out and about with Bria, she wasn't having it. So that was always interesting, getting messages to my website from her. So Prince music was an open mind to a lot of people, and his music was so amazing. I like the new album that came out today. I'm hoping people like are rediscovering Prince as well that may have fallen off for a bit. And about the girls dancing, if they're still in the room watching, I had fun watching them have fun. So, oh wow, Donovan, that's when you were able to tune in for it. It was up for a little bit still today. I think they did take it down. So, not really. He used Mojo, you know, but there's other people that he would talk to, and that's the whole thing is I believe everyone's got a Prince story. So we're trying to get to people. And you think with COVID, like I said, with artists, they're on a worse schedule than where they were when it was a set schedule. So, you know, and that's a lot. It's a lot to take in, you know. So we're just enjoying things. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that we wish would have been included with the set. I know some people are bringing up the Sign of the Times movie, although that's licensed to someone else right now, so they can't do that. And I'm sure we would like more live DVDs, more 12 inches, more of the unreleased mixes. Thank you. And then we'll put it in the room and make sure it's on there so people can link it. So, see, one person doesn't like Dorothy Parker with horns, another person does. But at least it's all there. So now we can have it if we want it, you know? And yes, and right now, we so need that for sure. So hopefully a beautiful experience. So, oh, just to recover PS4 privilege and just with what's going on in the world, Prince's music is multi-layered and has so much depth. It is difficult to recreate partly because it is exuded from his soul. Excuse me. Let me know. Yeah, and if they want to come on camera, I can send you a private link through Facebook Messenger. We can always set it up for another time. But yeah, if they want to jump in here and chat, that's cool. 12-inch version of what though? So I can understand that, Mia, for sure. And that was probably your best day of work in a long time, right? Tamiko on that. We didn't have a chance to talk about that. And Brian's got the right idea. It's a bunch of stuff we never had, and now we get to have it. So there's a lot of questions. We're trying to go do it. A stream concert every few months would be amazing. Let's see what the future holds for that. So great seeing his smile again. I had so many friends check out Prince because of Just Sign the Time song alone. The beat is infectious. All right, not the most upbeat song, but it was very topical for its time and today. So Cocoa Boys was amazing, like Prince telling a story of what a rock star is, right? And that whole line about, you know, other things, and another song about rather give the money to the girl than give it to Uncle Sam. So, well, in all honesty, when it comes to Sheila, like, aside from one song, she wasn't involved in the recording of the music. You know, there was some other stuff. She is on It's Gonna Be a Beautiful Night doing the Trans-Mississippi Rap, I believe, playing drums on that. But you did have Levi, you did have Eric. Levi, who was part of the live performance on the DVD, and then Eric, who was recording, as you hear, with some horns, and of course the Miles Davis stuff. So yeah, Donovan, yeah, it just comes from that time period that she was about when it comes to Susan Rogers. So that's why we want her on for that time period. I do, trust me, I know full well what he said afterwards. So Yeah, you were getting a mix of Sign of the Times and Love Sexy for sure. And that's what's so awesome about that footage. And then you got the Let's Pretend We're Married. You know, you had the Baby Baby, what's your name? Baby Baby, what's your game? Monopoly. And then Let's Pretend We're Married, which was not used for Love Sexy. So they were trying it out and just did Delirious instead. So, yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel. And those bass levels, treble being right. Yeah. Because sometimes, as Prince would say for things, less is more. So as cool as it wasn't needed. So, yeah. We talked about that earlier today on a thread about the Black Album not streaming. One of the reasons it may not be is when it was put out, it was a limited edition, and it was separate from Prince's contract at the time. Girl 6, which is available on streaming services, and the Black Album, they did not count towards his contract. Prince was paid, I believe, $1 million, maybe a little bit more, for the Black Album to be released for a limited time, but it did not count towards his contract. It was somewhere between $1 million to $2 million. So that may be part of the reasons, is that it doesn't fall under the Warner Brothers umbrella. It may already belong to Sony, who for right now can only put out stuff without remastering it, without adding unreleased tracks, remixes, and stuff like that. And the Black Album, it needs to be cleaned up a little bit, even on vinyl. All right, if we can bring Liv's tweet in here, if anyone wants to grab it and put it in there, we'll put it up for people, and people also can see what it's being talked about. I mean, look, Prince thrived in the Reagan years, thrived. So why not? You know, I believe so, Dawn. Yeah, she did play a part in stuff about Susanna being on the pre-show and the inspiration for songs, although he would say otherwise. When we know Starfish and Coffee, she did play a part in recording. Your neighbors weren't too happy, huh? Mine either, but it is what it is. They'll have to get over it. So there's a lot that comes into it, Brian. Hopefully someone asked him that question in an interview so you know more about it. That's above my pay grade on that, unfortunately. So cheers to the estate for doing it right between 1999 and Sign of the Times. They're giving the fans what we've been waiting for. We got to keep supporting them. It's the hardcore fans for the most part. We need to make sure that we get the casual fans right. I mean, Joni was a little bit older at the time. Emotional Pump, little thing going on there. So that's awesome about Liv posting that. If we can grab the link and drop it in here so people can view it, that'd be cool too. I'm all for that. I'm not lying. I mean, you gotta ask people for birthday gifts or Christmas gifts. So you feel me on that? For sure. Now, as you guys see, we're not having most of our Minneapolis crowd in this room right now because they're already at Paisley for the events going on there tonight. In fact, they're about 90 minutes into watching the DVD on Paisley's sound system. So you can post it in here because I don't know if we can drop videos for them to play, and I'll put the link up on the screen, then people at least have it, so I'm bringing attention to it. And then we'll also, if you can send it privately as well, or if I remember to go on Twitter, I'll make sure to post it on my platforms. So, well, he did that a lot when it came to Bream. I wish there was video footage of when Prince It wasn't from Green, but I think Prince won an award at the Minnesota Music Awards in 1983, and his response was, "When are they gonna give the one for the best ass?" So there you go on it. So much going on in Emotional Pump, yes. I mean, we say that now because we had the other versions. And of course, this one's a lot cleaner when it comes to Crucial and it flowing. But yes, you know, Prince was an absolute perfectionist. Sometimes you'll get the one song takes like Morning Papers or Raspberry Beret or stuff like that. More power to you. Obviously, I don't think you're blasting Sexy MF or Soul Psychedelicide. Yeah. It's not being streamed live from Paisley, but it is from people that are there. They are watching it. And we will be having people that are there on the show next week. I don't want to answer that yet because hopefully in the future I will have a way on it. So we'll leave that for the time being. All right, Joan. Social distancing, huh? By not going to Paisley. So, and Wally wasn't wearing those sunglasses that night, but definitely doing the kangaroo. Sodaverse, this new release, surprised how energetic Prince was in the unreleased tracks. They all felt complete. Intro, outro, overdubs, amazing. Yeah. Prince being the ultimate musician and a musician's musician. So there's a lot of different versions. That's the problem. Even with Power Fantastic, there was a lot. So hopefully in the future we'll get that. I keep saying for record store day releases and stuff like that. So I think Housequake would have sold way more if they would have released, Sign of the Times would have released a lot more if they would have released Housequake instead of If I Was Your Girlfriend. Because I was getting played on KDAY out here and a few other places. It was popping at the clubs, although I was too young to get in it. And the only club I'd be in at that age was the Mickey Mouse Club, but a romper room. But I think that was one of the things. And of course, Prince wanting to release the Black Album so quickly after Sign of the Times that, you know, I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man was like the last single of it because of what was going on with delaying the Black Album. So yeah, Prince was not even 30 yet. Still kicking that booty. Yeah. Shep Pettibone was a really amazing mixer during that time of 87 through 88. He did a lot of Prince remixes, the Hot Thing remixes. He did George Michael stuff for Hard Day, for Monkey, basically for the entire Faith album. Shep Pettibone was the man. But as you see with George and Prince, they were both doing the speeding up of the voices and slowing down and different things. And Shep's mixes I love, even though you're being taken back to 1987 with it. So you have to raid the vault, Matt, if you want that color version. Although I do believe for Sign of the Times, I think a majority of the stuff, the Sign of the Times stuff, what was on the album was the superior stuff. It doesn't mean I don't like having all the other things going on, but for sure. There was different versions. What would I like to have seen on the Deluxe that wasn't? There's different versions of You Got the Look that they didn't use. There's different versions of La La, La La La, He, that doesn't have Sheen Easton in there, but I believe that is circulating on unreleased recordings in pretty good quality. So, yeah. But Housequake would have done it, especially if they're getting played on radio out here without having to do the stuff. Prince never ceases to amaze me. You think you know, then you find things you missed. Nothing compares. 100%. Are you talking about for the Sign of the Times album or other stuff in general? So, yeah. And the last time, like, he did the heels, like that was in 2001 at the Palladium was the last time I saw him do it. And then he hurt his hip before Celebration in 2001. It was never done. All those splits. Yeah. Sign of the Times shaped me as a person, adored by us Prince fans. Not sure if he gets the respect it deserves from others sometimes. Went to Paisley Park, must have shared the display for ages. It's a good thing, and I'm glad that you were able to be there. So, yeah. Adore, there isn't a longer version of Adore. There is one day. So, yeah. I got the one, I am getting the one that they you can order online, but I do not have the German one. So if there's any people watching this in Germany that have the alternate cover at the newsstands with like a copy or two, please. Pretty, please. Let's enjoy this one for the time being, is all I'll say. So it's pretty ridiculous, even with I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man 1979 version. But I'm glad he took out the I Tried part because that takes away from it. But yes. Myron, I have a pretty good idea, but we'll focus on this one for now. So, yeah, you killed it. Whoops. Yeah. B-side you have to look, but it wasn't technically released as a single though. The B-side, only like Erotic City would get played, but 7 Minutes Moquake is different than Housequake, you know? So we needed that version to be released. And by the time they're doing that, like it was like in May that radio stations in the US were playing Housequake a lot. By the time You Got the Look came out in June or July, like those things happened. But that if they would have put out If I Was Your Girlfriend as the second single, that wouldn't have happened. So, yeah. I mean, that's the only thing about getting the Sign of the Times movie. It kind of delayed us getting a Sign of the Times tour. So it looked like he was already like wanting to get back home and record something new. So getting the Super Deluxe tomorrow. I'm glad you're able to pick it up. A lot of people are upset they don't get it. But yes, Dawn. Yes, Dawn. The rumors appear to be true that there is a long version of that. So you know it. I'm just wondering if the peach version, because the record store out here said the peach version is showing as a clean version. I haven't seen that listed anywhere else though. Mariah should have some interesting stories, and same with Lenny Kravitz when you're talking about their memoirs. I don't know if Mariah's will be as open about stuff, but he was really there for her during some pretty tough times, and their relationship went back from kind of like the beginning of her career because they did meet up at Paisley in 1991. Not a lot of people know that, but Roseanne Barr was quick to point it out that when she was visiting Paisley Park in 1991, that him and Mariah Carey were hanging out. So, yeah. So, as Jerome Benton told me when I asked him this question, he said, if there's a version that exists, it's in the vault. Not that I'm aware of yet when it comes to that one. Your album single scratch, is that like your original one from 87? So, well, if she does, then she may touch on the Prince stuff if she doesn't feel it's disrespectful to him. I think the idea was just that to get the movie out. You know, sometimes with Prince, it's like, you know, the Purple Rain tour, in the middle of it, he was already getting bored because he felt that he was doing the same show over and over again. So I think that's what the movie, just like with Michael Bland told us about not doing a US tour for Diamond and Pearls, he was all like, we did Arsenio, 100 million people saw that, so we don't need a tour of the US. So I'm just putting this up for anyone to read it, and maybe they can get in contact with you about it. It's all good, Ellis. The way he used the Lynn drum is still unmatched. People rave about his guitar playing, but Prince is also a pioneer in the drumming department, 100%. And you still have people that go back to the Lynn drum machine every few years, whether it's Usher or Justin Timberlake, for sure. Well, because it was re-recorded, there is previous versions that if there is a parade set, you'll be able to hear. So because with Tommy, it's a different story. With Prince, it could be just someone who isn't here anymore and someone that was, you know, extremely nice to her. So sometimes the people that are nicest to you, you kind of tend to keep things a little bit more to the heart. With Tommy, there's a lot of stuff that happened. And, you know, whether it's that character from Honey that was supposed to be Tommy or other things, it's some things that play into it that, you know, may have affected her deeply. For a majority of the time, he picked the singles. And even Alan Leeds said that the biggest mistake they made was not knowing that Housequake was burning up the way it was because they were concentrating on the shows in Europe. So, and that's always cool, having your little MPG store memories. So, yeah. Cara, I go out and come back in, and you may need a new computer. It's a possibility. When it comes to Mariah, the first single, or one of the singles that was going to be on Glitter, you know, they used I Didn't Mean to Turn You On, but Mariah originally was going to cover I Want to Be Your Lover. And we know how Prince felt about covers. So she may have got contacted by him, and that's how stuff started again. But the set was already expensive enough as it is. About the 87 First Avenue show should be including this release. It was probably darker, and with that full show being in existence, unlike this show, I can understand why they chose the Miles Davis show. I do hope in the future it is officially released, so more than just us, the hardcore, can enjoy it. Let's see. Razormaid. Housequake, if it's not my fault, makes I have a remix compilation, red vinyl, any info. See, that's like a DJ service that made those, but those are technically considered official releases because they were serviced by the label to do. Well, see, here's the problem, is that he probably didn't know about it. But when she was talking about I Want to Be Your Lover, doing that, you know, beforehand, he squashed it. But I'm sure if he would have known about that, he would have told her. But Prince, when it came to covers, was being more persistent about people not covering it, although you're allowed to cover without permission. He was going after people a lot more in the year 2000 and after. So, yeah. And there's a lot of stuff. And then when I talked about some stuff with Mariah after he passed, there was someone from Mariah's camp that contacted me and said, all of that is true. And, you know, Mariah's got like a very special place in her heart when it comes to Prince. So those are those things. And as I said, everyone's got a Prince story. I just wish that my show you know, was bigger to where we can get these people on. And it's on me to do. I'm trying to do everything I can, from looking better, being more presentable, being as professional as I can, so we can get the big guests that you guys deserve, and not just of the Prince realm, you know? I try, Carol. At least this plethora of information that I have is going to some good use, right? And I know more than just Prince stuff, but I'm not able to use that as much. So it's just, you know, at least we have some of the stuff we're having now. Some of us may never see all this stuff, but so I keep saying for all of us to try to be as healthy as we can do, healthy as we can be, and try to be around here for a while if we can, because it's going to take time, you know, that's what it goes on to. Yeah. Yep, that was in 2001 on Jay Leno. Talking about $18 per CD if you get this amount, whatever. And then say you sell this many copies, because at that time, that's what Mariah was doing. So, you know, he's doing the math with his pinky, and Jay was trying to make fun of him. And then he's like, so Mariah kind of got screwed. What's interesting is when Mariah went on TRL a few weeks later, it was a very wild performance, like the booty shorts. But she was talking about how, you know, Carson Daly brought up the contract, and like, she's like, there's some people that are telling me that actually it isn't a great deal. And I went, oh, she saw the Prince interview. And of course, after Glitter and everything that happened, they were wanting to give her contract back, and she was able to get it back. But you know, she left with a pretty good lump sum, and she still had some hits after that, right? I haven't listened to Andrea's Prince podcast stuff, just because, number one, the spoilers of some of the music, and then for stuff that I haven't heard possibly being on there, and then I absorb information, as you guys see, and these are some guests that I want to have on my show, and I don't want to take from her show and not realize it and put the info off as you know, doing it. I would love her on my show. I don't think it's going to happen. The one time I met her, like, you understand, like, I had a thing for Mariah years ago, and I met her in 97. Like, look, I hung with Prince. We're cool. Mariah said hi to me, and I went, hi. So, I think this time I'll be like, what's up, Mariah? Nice to have you on the show. Welcome. Please take a seat. Can we get you a drink, pina colada? You know, whatever you want. We'll see, Ruben, about that one. For some, yes. You have some stories around him. I never got the chance to meet him. All right. So, well, I'm trying to do everything I can, and I appreciate that. I was, what I was trying to do next week was trying to have 5 shows and have a different guest each night. We have a couple that have agreed, but it's just not going to pan out. And I've been trying. So maybe we'll get 3 shows. Another thing is, it's supposed to be 105 all next week, and they're talking about fire dangers again. And with my apartment being on the top floor, my place being on the top floor, and around that time is when I get the smoke in my place. So here's hoping that that doesn't interfere with it. But I literally was trying to have a Sign of Times week where we had a different guest each night. And the first one I told you about, Susan Rogers, doing math with my pinky like him. Susan Rogers was trying to get her on, but she was booked for interviews through today, and we can't get her on until the album comes out because of contracts that are signed. So she's not doing anything until next year, but I've already asked her, okay, fine, next year I want you on. But I was doing the best that I can do for you guys. I really, truly do. Grown so much since when? But thank you. Do I have dreams about Prince? Not that often, at times. There was more so, it started kicking in around that time and Love Sex ceased. So not so much about after shows, but the set was pretty impressive. Mariah, I'm at serve you. I mean, I don't have Nick Cannon money or that billionaire Australia, but actually Nick Cannon's kind of like, well, Bobby Brown, he married the bank, right? So I'm a bit away from Torrance. I'm inland, which is where we're expecting the heat wave again. I love when they say, oh, we're having a cool down today and it's 95. I want to use a different finger, but I'll use this instead, just in case you guys have your kids watching. So, yeah. Thank you. I tried, Grace. Sorry I wasn't able to come through with that Robin thing. Hopefully you got it through Amazon, but that store still knows. And the thing is that they should have asked me how many copies I wanted, because at the time that I went, it wasn't one per customer anymore. And I let them know that, like, and I'll send you a screenshot of the conversation. So yeah, that's what she's doing for the rest of the year, but we couldn't have her on until after today. And she said after today, she's not doing anything. So James Packer. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, I do my own makeup, do my own lighting. I book my own guests. It's tough. And then you're trying to do other things and it makes it hard. So just that they are filming for it, and you know, Jill had nothing but complimentary things to say about them, is where I'll leave it for now. Is Miko on Facebook to where we can reach him? So, Lord, we're already at the hour mark and you guys aren't bored of me yet. We had a 2-hour show Wednesday and then this show. I should have kept the girls on for a long time, taking a break. So much material from 86 through 88 that Prince gave to Madhouse, Jill Jones, Sheena, and artists on the Paisley Park label. That in mind, did he produce Are You My Baby for Wendy and Lisa? That has to be him. Maybe we should have Wendy and Lisa on to answer that question. But I also think about 82 through 83. Here's Prince doing 1999, releasing that double album. Then he had a double album's worth of more material, did The Time, did Vanity 6, gave a song to Kenny Rogers, gave Telepathy, I believe, to Deborah Allen at the time, and then was already trying to find ways in 83, 84 to have some competition for Madonna and give Sheena Easton Sugar Wells. So, all right. Well, she says she did. I mean, look, I know they're all better looking than me to look at, but maybe it's not what they signed up for. So I'm doing my best. Just understand that. And that's why it's like the donations that you guys give, it goes to the show. Whether it's the electricity is getting ridiculous in this heat wave. It was $400 for 2 months. And I know, like, with me having the TV on and other stuff to monitor and air conditioning, but it's ridiculous because of having to have the air conditioner on like almost 24/7, especially that one day it was 121 and it didn't get below 90 that night. So, and I need to add my audio shows because these are recorded for audio, but I have 3 months worth to go through and post. I just wanted people to be on Facebook Live and YouTube, just because there's so much other podcast out there, and then you try to come with a different format, you know. It's a possibility. Yeah, when it came to electric bill, talking about that. Yeah, I mean, I asked my neighbor, and she said that hers was 350. So I don't think it's that off because this does use a lot of power, the things that I'm doing. So, but I'm trying to be frugal with the air. So I'll have it on during the show and a little bit before, but not before it. Why? And I'd love to have Jill on. Why didn't Jill Jones solo album blow up back in the day? Because my uncle turned me on to that record and he wore out that cassette tape in the car. I personally believe it's because the Warner Brothers promotion machine, like they wanted Prince to have his own label to keep him happy, but they weren't putting money into it. Yeah, that's my answer to it. I'm wondering if we should do like an after show of this show, because now we're getting all over the place for stuff, or to just keep it to an hour and a half. Because I can change outfits like the girls did. Yeah. So. Let's go on with things. All right. See stuff. JoJo's had a great album called Classic. I love it. It could have been more, you know, but they didn't have the promotion machine. Would love to have her on and talk about it. Look, there's a reason why I don't have co-hosts. So, yeah. Not together, but I'm sure that they talked, and that's why it was part of Albert Magnolia's little thing. I got my record set, but that was through different avenues than Amazon or the estate. I've had it for about a week, but I wasn't gonna like, you know, bring that up too much. So Jill's very, very proud of her daughter too, and rightfully so, 100%. Yeah, when I was working like from 5 o'clock in the morning until 3 and still doing the website, some ridiculous things. So if you want, you know, and I don't have the stars function because I don't understand why Facebook wants tax information. I don't get that. And Facebook isn't exactly the most trustworthy thing right now. Although I love using your format, Facebook. Sorry, Zuckerberg. So that's a tough question, Alice. Like I've been enjoying the DVD. You know, I watched it twice before they did the YouTube thing. So, you know, yeah. And always, like, if you guys want, I'll do this now, but we're going to do it closer to closing time. You know, always donate. It's always appreciated because, you know, I do have to start eventually some of the funding that we do after I get all the things that I want. It's going to have to go to advertising because I'm talking about making the show bigger. Unfortunately, we do have to advertise. And it's funny because I'll have close to 30,000 people on the Facebook fan page, but they're saying only a fraction of your people are seeing your post. If you want people to see your post that like your page, you have to pay. So that's just great. You build up your audience and then they don't get to see all of your hard work or all of your posts. They like the page for a reason, but unless they're commenting on it or whatnot, it doesn't come up in their feed a lot, which is frustrating. So on the after show, yeah, they were fixing some of that stuff. There was some little technical glitches that they were having. So yeah. It's all no tax info, shouldn't have anything to do with it. Yeah. I just don't understand. Like I'm filling it, they're like, hey, you got approved for Star, and I'm filling it out, and they go, okay, last thing we need your tax returns. I went, Facebook, not exactly being trusted over the past year. But something else. Yes, and thank you for that. And I did put it in the description this time, I promise. But yeah, we're just trying to get stuff. I'm supposed to have someone tonight, I haven't got a text, that's going to see if they can put up the other mounts in the TV stand. The special mount I have for this TV, it has to be Best Buy that does it, but not all of them know how to do it, which is just great. Anyway. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, people for Christmas gifts. You know. Glad you got it early. Yeah, I was watching it on YouTube on my TV. It was a little bit better. And then I was watching D Nice on his Instagram feed. There's a lot. It would just, you know, when we hung out, played the ping pong, but like even arguing over the remasters and videos on YouTube, like that he was paying attention and, you know, even if he didn't like my answers, you know, he was listening. So it's just a good thing. So, yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes it's bathroom breaks. And we're like, we don't want to be like Joe Buck when he does NFL games and he talks about sometimes where he has to pee into a trash can during a live broadcast. That ain't happening here. So, no, I probably won't. But I have an idea that I feel would better serve Prince's memory. It's just going to take time. So, and, you know, those are just those things that go on that we do. I need to check into it and not just on my phone. I need to spend time. I was talking with someone who has edited videos before. I need to spend time changing stuff. I also need to spend time on making smaller clips. So these shows, when we have guests on, and then there's like a certain answer that gets some attention as well, instead of people having to watch like an entire 3-hour show. Because sometimes they're dropping a lot of nuggets and great information. We all miss him. The creative genius, you know, that we thought would be around for a while, for sure. So let me see something here. Oh, wow. Well, I'm hoping that this show would get picked up in different aspects. That's why I'm trying to do so many shows per week, but the heat has been relentless because I want to do other shows that aren't just Prince shows and have other actors, actresses, and musicians on that may not be part of Prince, because I do feel that they have a Prince story to tell, but then you're broadening your audience, and it helps me get the exposure that I want to have a better show for you guys. So he did, when it came to Prince loved designing his clothing and did try cologne. Do you know if you consider it a clothing or shoe line? In 1990-91, JCPenney, there was an announcement that said that they were going to be carrying like designs of Prince clothes. I don't think they meant like T-shirts, like what's at Hot Topic. I think they actually meant designs of like clothes. But it was announced and never happened. So, you know. Sorry, I like how I make sure that everything I have matches, from black pants to the watch for the shirt and all those things. So I try to do everything I can to be fashionable and to be as best presentable as I can. Although I feel to be best presentable would be better for me to be further away from the camera, but that's me. So Oh no. Do I feel there are many more significant unreleased tracks was the big one. You're talking about the Parade era and so much other stuff that we may not know about, you know. So it's going to be interesting for sure. That was kind of like before the MPG was a super thing, but they did have some stuff like, say, Sexy MF t-shirts and other stuff. So, you know, I don't know. Some female told me, like, for a straight man, I have an impeccable sense of fashion. And I said, thanks. You know, it gets to be its thing. I guess, you know, take a compliment and even fizzle underhanded. You know, trying to say that I should be wearing, like, dressed like Bill Belichick after a football conference with holes in my shirt, looking like I'm wearing something from 1965. So, no book, but I have other ideas, I promise you. They probably have print shirts. I'm talking about 1991 when they were going to be having like his clothes, you know. Hey, you know, I tried, like, I've yet to find a purple watch or a purple band. Because I try to have stuff that matches, whether it's burgundy pants or, you know, different black watches or an outfit that's all gray. Like, you know, my friend used to tell me, like, oh, try matching 3 or 4 different clothes together, and I'd be looking at him like, yeah, I know what she means about straight man and fashion sense. But right now, what I thought was in, I've been doing it for a couple years, is just trying to have either one solid color or 2 solid colors, and then make your outfit match. But say I'd have black shoes for this outfit, black Adidas, but they have white stripes. I wouldn't be having orange stripes. So have I heard it? Maybe I heard some stuff from it, but I'll leave that up to Femi after he comes out of hiding to talk about. Cody? Grandma didn't tell me how to dress. I got it from my grandfather. But my grandma, I would jack her jewelry, as you guys saw, for that Sign of Times photos. And it looked good on me. So, yeah. Yeah, I try. I may not make my bed every day, but I do change my outfits 2 or 3 times a day. So, you know. Yes, I have Funko's of Prince, and I don't think that was a bad idea for them to put it out. It did, you know, you do have the younger generation for it, and, you know, now you have something at your office to have on your desk to annoy your coworkers, right? So, yes, and it was called the Purple Raincoat, about the Prince condom, and I do not have one, and I would not use that. It would go into collection. But yes, you got to be funny. You can't take yourself so seriously, especially in these times, right? We got to have a good time. We got to do this stuff. Got to get through it. Do stuff that's for your own mental health, you know? You got to get through it. I think we're going to cut this off in about 10, 11 minutes. So try to get some questions in, just because I feel that 2 2-hour shows on a week without any guests. See, she's got one. I'd say lucky, but yeah, I hope to have one day. I know it ended up one at Amoeba Records here in Hollywood, but an employee got it and then took a photo of it and goes, guess what came in? I'm like, oh, I know you're taking that one. So, Bob, aren't you at Paisley right now? Like, is there a break in the DVD? Most men are colorblind. That was odd to me because I never knew it was a thing until. That's rich men. And yeah, I go to Men's Warehouse, and that's where I would get some of my suits from. And they'd be on sale because people wouldn't be picking it up. Calvin Klein suits, Tommy Hilfiger, and then some other stuff that I know that I can rock, like a purple pinstripe suit. I got one of those. Amen on that one, Wonderland. Amen on that one. So, yeah. Like, look, when I'd be going to Prince house parties, I'd be wearing suits and stuff. When I was Third Eye Girl era, I was wearing jeans and hoodies and rock star stuff because that's what they were doing. Rock and roll, as Morris Hayes would say when Prince would say. There's a breakthrough. You're Not Free Yet, which is a peach and black Paisley Park sign at Times t-shirt, and we're outside in line picking up our shirts and then going back to finish the dance party. All right. If you see someone there that works at Paisley that goes, you know who Funkenberry is? He's asking for a shirt. I mean, I want to have to hit up the staff for it, but if it comes across. So, Julie, I hope we're talking about the same kind of raincoat that Cassandra was talking about, because, yes, Jerome, yeah, that's really cool, Bob. I'm glad that they're giving out extra bonus stuff, but yeah, I did hit up someone from Paisley today, but I didn't ask anything. I just hope that they had a great night tonight and are able to enjoy it. Yeah. I believe there's 4. There's the Purple Rain one, Raspberry Beret one, and Third Eye Girl one, and then there was a purple or silver one, the Purple Rain one, or it was actually the coat was more shiny. So just because like it was being reworked for it, like you'll see if there is ever a Parade Deluxe edition, you'll see that there'll be different versions of the songs that were featured in the movie. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. I think Leanne's got a crush on you and her husband better watch out. Yeah, sparkly Purple Rain one. Yeah, so I have those. I have one out by my speaker on one of my stereos. But I don't want a normal desk job. So here's hoping that they'll only be on my stereo equipment. So yeah. Yes. Hey, it got his attention. I remember for a while in the early 2000s, I was the Playboy guy. I'd be wearing Playboy bunny shirts to Paisley Park, to shows in Vegas. But in Vegas, it made him recognize me. So if you would have worn the Mickey Mouse tie or Mickey Mouse other stuff the other times you were into him, he would have been definitely remembering you for sure. Got you large, you got me Deluxe. Yeah, large is cool. If you're talking about a bonus shirt, yeah. If you're talking about the shirt that they're giving away, yes, please, you're amazing. Yeah. And whoever it is, aside from you, thank them tremendously for me. And say hello to Sarah and Lana and Jesse and Dorothy Inez for me if you run into them. Gives you an excuse. Bob gets all the ladies. I agree to making it short. So it sounds up to 4 a.m. Yeah, I mean, like, look, I know when I do longer shows, you guys donate more, but the thing is that I'm just grateful for you guys. And I do, if I was able to do everything on my own, I'd still be doing these shows to 2 hours or whatnot, because I enjoy being with you guys. And the main thing is making sure that, just like the original show that we were doing, that your voice is heard. And it's just important. It's important to the family. It's important to myself. It was very important to Prince when he was here. So, you know, I bet you they will. If it can make Donatella some money, I bet you she will. So, oh, man, when playing him at ping pong, you know, I came from an event wearing dress clothes. I wasn't imagining that Prince was gonna be playing me ping pong. Like, he was trash talking me. He's making me chase the ball like, oh, you got your church shoes on. All right there, Prince, playing ping pong and flip-flops and socks. All right there, buddy. Bob, there's someone that had this question. I don't know if you're still in the room or you popped out. Do you have like a book or program for the Paisley show tonight? It'd be cool if they had like an oversized book. I know they did that for Purple Rain Deluxe a few years ago. So, sorry, Cody. Doc, this has been great. Thank you for putting the shows together and for creating a platform where we can share and discuss Prince in a positive way. Let me tell you, during COVID, I was trying to think of ways to do stuff. And then I saw like, I don't know if you guys saw the first shows that we were doing like this. I had my cell phone for Instagram Live. I had my laptop for Facebook Live. I had an iPad for YouTube Live, and I had another iPad for Twitch. And now they have a program to where we can be on three platforms at the same time. The other one would be $50 a month. This is 25 to get more. But I literally had to pay attention to 4 different cameras and reading the questions instead of having something on a big TV so we can do it. But I invested in that and was trying to make everything happen. Yeah, so. Damn right, Cassandra, you know what's up. She gets it. That's all I'm gonna say. All I say is game blouses. 100. Tom Ford, not Versace. Well, since Prince had a relationship with Versace, not playing to him more, but I believe Tom did as well and other designers, but they did big campaigns together and then even one in 2011, 2012. So yeah. All right, last questions. I'm gonna start dropping just the PayPal links and other things for you guys, and I always appreciate it. You can donate, if not, it's totally cool. So I try to make this show free as much as I can. I'm trying, not exactly happening, but I'm trying. So Cassandra, it's a good thing. That's all I can tell you, my dear. It's a good thing. Ginger, yes, they did. As you're seeing right now with this comments, and then here's Venmo. And then one more. And I really wish you guys would let me know if you want me to give you shout outs for donations or not. I think some people want it, but and I do try to hit people back, of course, on Venmo and Cash App. I can just send you guys a heart. I can't send you a message. But it's always appreciated. So try to check if there's any last minute things. Nothing from the guests I'm trying to get for next week. So I was trying to do 5 shows next week. I was trying to do 3, so that's where I'm at, to have one so I guess this may be for Cash App, the $sign instead. Let me know if I'm wrong and I'll put it out there again. Was trying to do 5 shows. We don't have all the guests. So maybe doing 3, maybe on Monday, maybe on Wednesday, we'll have the people that were at Paisley Park tonight beyond that want to be on camera. So we saw some youngins on TikTok dancing to Housequake, so hopefully that'll be what's going on for sure. I guess just in case I did get Cash App wrong, I'll do it again. So, because you got to do what you got to do. I really wish I could be on DJ sets as well. So the next show, if we can get guests, I'll have a show on Monday with the Paisley Park people, and then I'd have a guest Wednesday, and then a show on Friday. We'll see. It also plays into this fire warning, and here's hoping that we don't have fires around us. But you guys will get a flyer. You'll get some sort of notification that'll let you know if we're doing a show or not. So I appreciate you guys. Sorry we started a little bit late tonight, but I was trying to get the girls' mics tested and stuff like that, just because there was a little bit of feedback and my headphones weren't working properly, as you guys unfortunately had to deal with for about a minute of airtime. All right, guys, much love. Thank you so much. I hope you guys get your sign of time set as soon as possible. And, you know, it's all about prints, right? So I appreciate you guys. It's all about prints, and we're trying to do the best thing that we can do to give them the best show. And we will get to that. I don't know if we need to get advertisers or other things. I want things to be as easy for you guys as much as possible. So thank you guys. Nothing but love for you, and very appreciative. All right. Let's all enjoy this set, and then we'll look forward to the next releases, right? And at least 2020 didn't full on suck. At least for a little bit of time we had this. So sorry about the Facebook issues that was happening. All right. Love you guys. Keep it funky. Until next time. All right. Much love. The girls gotta go.